That's fabulous. Hey, baby, you really got great legs.
Okay. But I don't think she's a model either.
A cop?
Hey, is my little Cheryl in a snit? It couldn't be that new girl in town, could it?
I think we can work out an arrangement for commissions.
What about the Liz agency?
Dead.
Darling, you're early.
What'll I tell him, Cynthia? The soap sponsors want someone with long red hair.
Tell him to call Rita Hayworth. But mine's too brittle from that last shampoo commercial. Great stuff, but for 8 hours, I was lathered up to my ears.
Sorry, Cynthia's gone to Paris for a few days. But how about Sheila Jones? Okay.
Sheila's blonde.
She was.
Yes?
Do I know you?
No, I'm new in town.
You sure are. Honey, welcome to our fair city, and no offense, but take a look around. Start looking like them, then come back. Sherry, Helen?
Oh, excuse me. Could you tell me, is that the Liz Adams?
That was the Liz Adams. 90 years ago, give or take.
Well, Bernie, what's your candid opinion?
What's yours, Liz?
Too fat, too much eye rouge, too blah. And I hope her face breaks out in terminal acne, the little ungrateful snitch. She thinks the John Paul Agency can do more for her than I can.
The agency can't. But John Paul can.
That's the only reason Cheryl Bell would sign with him. How else could he get any of my girls? On second thought, make that not too bad a case of acne. She'll be back, begging me to sign her again. Once John Paul finds a newer model and starts asking Cheryl to pay her commissions in cash. When she does come back, I think I'll ignore her for a few days. And then very reluctantly, I'll agree to handle her again. But only if she loses 10 pounds. Let her suffer. Let her not eat cake.
Cute.
What?
Greg Peters on line 2. He wants to talk to you to find out what's wrong.
Greg, darling. My girl tells me you're all in a dither as well. You should be. I see you're hiring models from John Paul. My cast-offs.
Liz.
Get serious. The magazine absolutely insisted that I hire Cheryl. I had no choice. I had to deal with that guy. Now, your bookers tell me I can't have any more of your girls? I'm off limits?
Greg, dearest, let's just put it this way. Until you decide to deal with me exclusively, suck eggs.
Drop dead.
The new Midge look. Well, what do you think?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, it's gorgeous. Look at it, it's just perfect for you.
I don't know, I think I prefer the pepper look.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I just came in for a perm.
How do you like my new hairstyle?
It's gonna be terrific with a layer around your neck.
What? You mean Barnes finally approved my vacation?
Starting Saturday morning, you are gonna go braless and badgeless for 2 glorious weeks.
Badgeless.
Uh-oh. Andy, steel yourself.
I'm Steele. Come on.
Say hello to my partner, Sergeant William Crowley.
William?
Andrew?
For the past 2 years, you have been combing out a policewoman.
Police?
Don't worry, I can't bust you for gossip. Now, tell me what you think from both of you. For Hawaii, I want the truth now.
For Hawaii? Let it all hang out. You're not gonna need me over there.
You don't like it, do you?
I think it might be nice on Pete.
Buzz, don't run away.
Mr. Thompson from de Blasio Advertising is here, sir.
Yeah, well, give me a chance to catch my breath, huh? And send him in. Why don't you leave your vital statistics with my secretary, and I'll call you later. That's, Lori?
Lori.
Lori. Ciao.
No?
From Seattle. Nice, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How's you like an exclusive on that, Jack?
Oh, you know we can't. What would we do with Midge?
Dump her. Midge's old hat. By the way, how are the Muller shampoo sales going?
Oh, that's just it, you know. Sales are skyrocketing. And old man Muller is convinced it's the Midge Cleary image that's doing it. He wants an exclusive with her.
So why come to me, sweetheart? She's Liz's client.
That's the problem. The Dragon Lady wants an eye and a leg to close the deal.
Okay, Jack, let's have it.
To sign an exclusive with Midge, Liz also wants to sign an exclusive with her. That means using only Liz models, none from you. None from any other agency.
And you're gonna knuckle under to that? Great.
What can we do? Muller Shampoo is our biggest account. And the old man will pull it if we don't sign Midge to an exclusive.
You keep repeating that word.
It's the word. What can we do?
Yes, Mr. Paul.
Get me Liz Adams. And I want Liz Adams personally, not one of her flunkies.
Tony, you do not seem to understand this is a business I am trying to run.
I seem to recall that I am a part of that business, Elizabeth.
Yes, a very active part. After hours.
Look, love, I enjoy the company of beautiful women. That has never been a secret.
Well, just leave my girls alone. Especially the night before a job call. Adriana came in this morning a wreck. I had to replace her at the last minute.
Look, can we continue this discussion some other time? I mean, you're busy, and I do have to be running around.
Tony, I'm warning you. Leave them alone. Yes.
John Paul on the phone.
Put him on. John, what's on your mind?
You, beautiful. And a friendly chat over lunch or dinner?
Well, I'd love to, except my calendar is all filled up.
So's mine, sweetie. That noise you just heard? That's my calendar being cleared.
Tomorrow night.
Tonight.
Tonight. My place. 8-ish. We'll have cocktails.
I'll bring along a bottle. Something light and charming.
That'll be nice. John, for our little chat, I think you ought to seriously consider the possibility of a merger between our two agencies. The money will be obscenely good, and you'll still have your crumbs to play around with. See you tonight, darling.
8 sharp. Ciao.
Ciao. Oh, I've got you hanging on the ropes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Darling. Darling, you're early.
Pineapple in each hand.
Stay off the grass.
So what is the very first thing you're gonna do once you land?
Wring the tears out of my handkerchief, then I'm going to strip down to the briefest bikini allowed, and I'm going to bake and broil. And where is my drink? Ah, bless you.
You know, the second thing I want you to do is to have a Mai Tai on me. A double Mai Tai.
You got it.
I'll get that.
If it's for me, tell him I'm in the shower with friends.
Yeah, hello? He's here. Just a minute. William. For you, buddy.
I wonder what she wants.
Come on now.
Thank you.
I'm not so sure about that. It's not Raquel Welch calling.
Hello. Oh. Yeah, put him on, will you, Colin?
Will you be going to the Big Island, Pepper?
Yeah, I'm going to Maui and Kauai and Molokai. I've saved for this for 3 years. I'm going to shoot the works. And I'm going to sun and read and relax.
Just got a call.
Have you ever been to the island of Kamanawan?
Then, Parks, I would suggest that you slip into something a little less comfortable, because he wants to see us right away.
Why didn't you tell him I broke my leg?
Well, then I'd have to tell him that we had to shoot you.
I know it's late, but Homicide has asked for our help.
Captain, I leave for Hawaii in the morning.
I've got a gut feeling about this case, and I want to start moving on as soon as possible. We'll get a lot of flack from the chief and the newspapers if we don't come up with a quick answer.
You mean it wasn't robbery?
No, nothing was taken. And you can forget about prints. They used gloves.
Captain, what's this gut reaction you mentioned?
Well, I think whoever killed Elizabeth Adams had to be somebody she knew. Certainly she's going to look through the viewer in the door before she opens it to make sure it's someone she recognized. And there's our problem. The people Elizabeth Adams would know are influential, well-known in many cases, even famous. So we're going to have to handle this with kid gloves. Not push, but still get the information. Now, Crowley, you'd be in charge of an open investigation, but I think it would be extremely helpful if we could get an inside track to the model world scene, or whatever you want to call it. Pepper?
Yes.
Have you bought clothes for your vacation yet?
Practically a whole new wardrobe. I even bought a new straw hat.
Good. That'll save the department a little money. You can use them when you apply for the modeling job tomorrow. Pepper, you're the best man for the job. Will you do it for me?
Yes, sir.
I'd have to guess New York, right?
No, most of my work was in the San Francisco area.
Well, this is the best portfolio I've seen in months. Great look, great legs, but, excuse me. Jean Paul Agency? Yes. Wait, let me put K on. Casey, can you grab line 3? It's Vimco deodorant. The gal you sent over has flabby elbows. Actually, we're not taking on any new girls at the moment. You know, I'm sorry to have to say that, but on the other hand, Lido Panio, strictly COD. I mean, if you're right, good. If you're not, no reimbursement for the inconvenience. You have to do that with new girls, okay?
All right.
Name?
Pepper. Piper.
Pepper Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers?
Stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum.
Very hip. Good identification. Here, fill in the rest. Here's the photographer's name. He wants you there at 11. Sharp.
Today?
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Pepper Piper. Pepper Piper, San Francisco. Great folio.
Among other things.
Ready?
Blast away.
Fabulous. You look gorgeous. Now lick your lips. The dress is divine. You are a major beauty. Woo! Hold it. Great. Great, sweetheart. Hold it. Perfect. Let me focus. Got it. You got it, baby. Nostalgia's in. Give them a little bit of the 50s and you got it made.
Did Liz Adams start this way?
No way, baby. In her day, a bit of stocking was thought of as shocking. Now, that's fabulous.
She's not that old.
Liz? Like Methuselah, she lived 900 years too long.
I get the feeling you didn't particularly like her.
Who did?
Why's that?
Because she was trying to be a monopoly, and nobody likes that. Now sit down for a minute and take it easy.
Good old Liz is gonna have the biggest funeral this town has seen in years.
How? Nobody liked her.
That's just the point. We're all gonna show up to see if she's really dead. Then we can all rest in peace. Amen. Hey, baby, you really got great legs.
tell the players without a scorecard.
The one in black with the white blouse is Eleanor Pom-Pom Simpson. The one in the black cape is Karen Chi-Chi Hagenson.
Sound like a couple of strippers.
Yeah, they were models when names like Candy and Choo-Choo were in. They worked at the same time Liz Adams did.
Ladies, pardon me. May I speak to you just a second? Could you tell me exactly when the last time was that you three saw each other?
5 years ago, wasn't it, Karen?
Oh, at least. Closer to 6. It was at our reunion in New York, remember?
Yes. I haven't been down to see Liz since. She was always so busy.
Now, neither of you ladies continued your modeling career after your marriages. Why was that exactly? Well, we were in the business nearly 10 years. The average model only lasts about 5. I think we did our fair share of modeling, wouldn't you say, Ellen?
Well, yes, although I am considering some offers to... well, this is no time to discuss trivia. Karen?
Lizzie's waiting. And she never liked to be kept waiting.
Today, we are gathered together here to pay our final respects to a truly great individual, Elizabeth Adams, your friend and mine.
Speak for yourself, Reverend.
What can I say about such a well-known personality when everything has been said?
Not everything, but I can't say it here. Be sacrilegious.
Many of you here today were recipients of her vast generosity. To be
Actually, she was good to me, John.
As she so often put
Really,
it,
she was a real good lady.
need and honor.
Are you stoned?
As quite a few of you here know, to be an old friend, as I was fortunate to be, means my life is richer and happier for having known such a great lady who, with her heavy schedule, always found time to help us here with our charities and benefit programs. There is only one life, and that life is God's life, and it is perfect. And that life right now is Elizabeth Adams' life. She is in complete harmony with the divine spirit of God.
I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A little bit, hang on, a little bit further. Here you go. There you go.
I just can't believe this. She didn't deserve to die. And to go like that. Shot. Oh, my God.
Close your eyes and rest. Rest. That's it.
Excuse me. Can I help?
Yes, you certainly can. What's your name?
Pepper.
Pepper, I'm Tony. And yes, you can help me. I warn you, I just may go into shock if you don't join me for dinner tonight.
Seriously, Mr. Mann.
Say, Eleanor? Oh, don't take this seriously. She still calls it swooning. It's quite calculated, I assure you.
Couldn't I get her a glass of water?
Sherry, if that's still her favorite, would bring her around quicker. But I suppose you can't get any wine in here unless you go through proper channels. Hey, she's coming around. Hope you do the same. Come around, that is. You know, I've got a really fun yacht.
I heard.
So you said no to a yacht?
It was easy.
Well, maybe you should have said yes.
Why?
Because I checked the guy out. Listen to this. Anthony Mann, 55 years of age. Loaded down with real estate money and oil money and money. Married 5 times to date. First wife, Elizabeth Adams.
Say that again?
I didn't stutter, sweetheart. Just married our victim.
Well, he certainly didn't act like a husband at a wife's funeral.
So he probably forgot he was ever married to her. You know, a guy with all those lovely little ladies, it's hard to remember anything.
He bankrolled Liz Incorporated, which probably means he still has a chunk of the action.
I'll check him out.
Yeah. Now, what about Greg Peters, your friendly neighborhood photographer? You know, I hear he hated the lady.
Yeah, well, I'm running a check on him. His alibi is he was at his mother's for a weekly dinner, but we'll see.
Okay. I think I'll work on some of the models.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
You know, as far as I'm concerned right now, the number one suspect, motive-wise, is John Paul.
Okay, why?
According to the scuttlebutt in the industry, he and Liz Adams hated each other worse than kids hate castor oil. I think I'll try to get a line on him from his girlfriend. Did you ever get a name?
Cheryl Belle.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Sergeant Crowley. Well, you really should have called. I can't expect a girl to always be presentable.
I'm sure you always are, Miss Bell.
Well, almost always. You want some wine or something?
Oh, no, it's a little early for me, thanks.
What was it that you wanted to talk to me about?
I want to talk to you about Liz Adams. You worked for her, didn't you?
Yes. I guess you heard we had a fight when I left.
I heard something about that. Yeah.
That wasn't as bad as it sounds, Sergeant. Lots of models change agencies every day.
You're John Paul's girlfriend, isn't that right?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you something straight on, Miss Bell. Do you know if John Paul had anything at all to do with the murder?
Sergeant, if you're trying to find out where John was the night Liz was killed, he was with me all night.
And Greg Peters called. Said we're sensational posing for the Lido Pantyhose account.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I can't see it myself.
Use your imagination, Mr. Paul. It's sometimes better.
Touché, sweetheart. What would you say to an exclusive contract with me, the John Paul Agency?
I've only been in town a few days.
And you want to shop around?
That's right. I'm in no terrific rush.
You won't find a better offer. And I think we can work out an arrangement for commissions.
What about the Liz Agency?
Dead. At least Liz is. And without Liz, there is no agency. The John Paul Agency is now #1. How about it?
I'll let you know tomorrow. Okay?
Dinner tomorrow night?
Dinner?
I'll cook it myself. Actually, I'm an excellent cook. Have you ever had Long Island duckling with tangerines?
No, but I think I'm going to.
And why don't you come informal? Very.
John,
Don't you ever knock?
I'd like to talk to you. Alone.
I'm leaving. What time tomorrow night, John?
10. Mallorca has spoiled me for early dining.
Isn't that the way? Goodbye.
Tomorrow night? You're having dinner with her tomorrow night?
Strictly business, baby. Can you believe anyone that looks like that, an advertising executive? Could mean a big account for us.
What's her name?
Mrs. Piper.
Mrs.?
Mrs. A very happily married Mrs. You know, the first thing she walked in and showed me a picture of her husband. Better looking than me, if you can believe.
What agency is she with?
Oh, I don't know, a new one, some kind of a French name. And you know me and French. I'll find out for you and you can check it out if you want, all right? Hey, come on, baby, it's strictly business. Strictly business.
When will the agency be opening again?
Tomorrow, hopefully.
What time?
You're not one of our girls?
No, but
She should be, Bernie, most definitely.
Good morning, Mr. Mann. Good to see you.
Miss Pepper Piper, right?
Right.
Well, it's an unforgettable name. Also an unforgettable face. How about lunch? On dry land. Now, you can't refuse me twice.
Well,
Good. That smile says yes. I couldn't take a frown for an answer. Not this time, anyway.
Come in, Miss Pepper, please.
Thank you.
Would you mind waiting in the reception room for just a minute while I talk over a little business with Bernie?
Of course not.
We'll use Elizabeth's office.
Sure.
Don't go away. This won't take long.
You can't.
Oh, but I can. I am. See, my agreement with Liz was quite simple. Whoever survived got the business. I survived.
Over the years, only because she promised that I would have told her.
You're forgetting, Bernie, that she did not retire. She died. She was murdered. Do I have to spell it out for you? All right. I will. The business belongs to me.
Sure, but you'll need help.
No, Bernie. This I want to run my way. Why, it's the dream of every red-blooded American boy to own his very own modeling agency filled with the world's most gorgeous women. That's a job that I want to handle alone. Take your time packing. We won't be reopening for several days.
She was really beautiful.
A magnificent first wife. Ready for lunch? I know this terrific new little crepe just down the street.
Sounds delicious.
I think you'll like it.
It's a great motive for murder. I might even be tempted myself.
Well, it's kind of tough for me with all those lovely ladies being a celibate.
What'd you have, a hamburger, Pepper?
Oh, after all those crepes, Tony made me try about 20 different kinds.
Tony?
Oh, you're getting kind of chummy with our suspects, huh, Bill?
Pete, he is not a suspect. His yacht, with him aboard, was on its way up from Baja at the time of the murder, and the Coast Guard has it on record.
I'll pick up her car.
No, I'll get it.
I'll get it.
Thank you.
209. You only change, man. You got 9 cents?
Oh, guy bought a house that way, bro.
Mind taken care of?
Oh, thanks, William.
Pepper, you saw Eleanor Simpson's and John Paul's names on Liz Adams' incoming telephone calls, right?
Yes.
Well, that means both of them must have talked to her the day she was murdered. Wonder why.
I don't know. Eleanor Simpson's call came from San Francisco. It seems they talked from time to time. I checked it out. Girl talk, probably.
How'd you check it out?
I called San Francisco, talked to the maid.
Why'd you talk to the maid? Why didn't you talk to her?
She said the lady of the house has left for her cabin near Vancouver, and she left right after the funeral. Maybe I can find out why John Paul called her that day. I'm seeing him for dinner tonight at 10.
Maybe you won't have to keep that date. I just may run interference for you.
Are you sure? I know what they say about being on duty, but...
No, thanks. I'm fine. I'm sure.
Frankly, I was surprised and a bit nervous when you called and asked to see me. Am I under any kind of suspicion?
Mr. Paul, a lot of people are under suspicion, under proven innocent. I'd just like to clear up a confusing point right now. When was the last time you talked to Liz Adams?
Obviously, Sergeant, you're not familiar with the modeling business. You see, Liz Adams and I were not exactly what you'd call on speaking terms. It's been maybe 2 or 3 years since we've talked.
I've got to assume that when you called her on the day of the murder, you didn't talk to her. Your incoming call was logged.
That was a major goof in my devious scheme to cover my tracks. That was and is the only time I've talked to her, and it was only for a moment.
What'd you talk about?
Well, it was about a mutual client. The call was on impulse. Stupid impulse.
This mutual client would have been Cheryl Bell, by any chance? We understand that she left Liz's agency to sign up with you.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was about Cheryl.
And?
Well, Sergeant, that's a little personal. Must I go into details?
Miss Bell's already told me that she was with you the night of the murder.
And you don't believe her?
Mr. Paul, in a murder investigation, look, I mean, you take everything with a grain of salt. No, right now, I have no reason for not believing her. Or you. Thank you very much for your time.
Liz Incorporated.
Who in the hell saw that incoming calls log?
I don't know, Mr. Paul. I tore out the page the minute I came in this morning.
Someone saw it before that. Now, who was in the office?
Only Bernie and Mr. Mann that I know of. And some model, new one. Pepper Piper.
Yeah, she was here too.
Okay, I've reloaded. I've got one more roll. The wind machine's on. The bikini looks sensational. Honey, you look so gorgeous.
Hey,
Let me
hurry,
just
I'm
get this.
freezing.
Oh, come on. You look so beautiful. Now, just hold it. Gorge. That's right. Major career for you. Sweetheart, one more angle. You are going to love this. I promise you a cover. It is so fabulous. Wait a minute. Let me just get this. That's it. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Got it. Now, why don't you get out of those things? I know you must be freezing.
Oh, you must have shot 200 today. Why don't you just use a movie camera?
Oh, hey, is my little Cheryl in a snit? What's your beef? Now, don't tell me it couldn't be that new girl in town, could it? The Lido pantyhose model, perhaps?
All right, what's our little secret? Just between us. Oh, come on, Greg. You're dying to tell me, so tell me.
Okay. Did John sign Pepper Piper? I know he was interested in her a lot.
Oh, really? Well, for your information, Mrs. Piper just happens to be an advertising executive.
Those legs I photographed? An advertising lady executive? Oh, baby, come on.
You lied to me.
A pale beige fib, there's a difference.
Is there? And what about Liz? Were you lying about that, too? John, where were you the night the police think you were with me?
I was with you, you know that. What's the matter with you?
Not when she was killed, not then, and there's nothing the matter with me.
Okay. Harper Gal is not an advertising executive. But I don't think she's a model either. She's been snooping around Liz's place. Could be a undercover type.
A cop?
That's what I'm going to find out tonight.
You mean you're keeping your dinner date? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh, that's just great. What's on for the evening? Duckling with passion fruit?
Cheryl, I could be saving your hide. She could be trying to get to you through me. It could have nothing to do with Liz. Now, Bob, come on, baby. You gotta trust me. Don't do anything foolish, huh? Okay. It's okay, baby.
Sally, yeah.
All I'm saying is that John Paul knows that a certain blonde is not an advertising executive or a model. And she's real smart. She won't go over there to see him tonight. Am I coming through clear, Crowley?
Hello? Hello? Hey, where's Pepper? Pepper.
Something's up.
Something's off. Your candlelit dinner.
What's going on?
I just got a call from his girlfriend. At least it sounded like her. She says they both know that you're not a model.
I didn't blow my cover.
You either blew it or it's a very good guess.
But I couldn't have.
Yeah, well, whatever. You just call him and tell him you got this headache.
Bill,
Yeah?
let me run with what we got. Let me do my thing.
What are you doing here?
I'm sorry, John. I really am. I'm really sorry.
About what?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
You're stoned again.
No, I'm not really.
You promised me you're off of that stuff. What stupid thing did you do this time,
Nothing.
Cheryl?
I didn't.
Tell me!
I told that Sergeant Crowley not to let that blonde come here tonight.
What else did you tell him? That I was dangerous? That I was a killer? That I was a doper like you?
I didn't. Ah! I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to.
Mr. Paul? Hope this isn't a bad time for you.
No, come on in, Sergeant.
Oh, I guess it is a bad time for you.
Look, Crawley, you don't have to play cozy with me. You know that Pepper, whatever her real name is, coming in for dinner tonight.
I do? You tell me.
You want me to tell you that I killed Liz Adams? Is that what you want me to say?
Did you?
Come on.
Tell me something, Mr. Paul. You get your kicks slapping women around, things like that?
Cheryl?
Sergeant Crowley?
Miss Bell?
Did I hurt you, baby? Our cop friend apparently was listening outside the door.
Why'd you phone me, Miss Bell? You seemed pretty concerned about my partner at the time. Yeah, that's right, my partner. Her name's Sergeant Anderson. She's trying to find out who murdered Liz Adams.
Well, it wasn't John. He was with me all night. Now, I'll swear to that on a stack of Bibles. He was here with me.
You want her to swear to that on just one Bible? In court?
I was at Liz's home that night.
John!
But I didn't see her.
Why'd you go there?
The call from Liz that day? We made arrangements to meet for drinks at her place at 8. Just the two of us. Got there, the house was dark. I rang the doorbell anyway, but nobody answered. Then I came home.
And I was here. And we were together all night. I mean, the rest of the night.
I'm gonna have to ask you to come down to headquarters with me and repeat those statements.
Why?
It's all right, baby. It's gonna be all right.
Might as well wait for Sergeant Anderson. What time's she due?
Well, she said she'd be delayed, but she should have been here by now.
What does that mean?
She phoned earlier and said she'd be a half an hour or so late.
Did she tell you why?
It was about the newspaper item. You know, the gossip column in the Daily Herald.
No, I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
It was about spotting Pom Pom. That's Eleanor Simpson. Walking down Wildwood Avenue alone. Dark glasses, her collar up. Like Garbo taking one of her strolls.
Is Eleanor Simpson still in town?
One of my friends saw her at her hotel yesterday.
What hotel?
Chateau Dinard.
Who is it?
Pepper Anderson.
Who?
I'm a friend of Tony Mann's. I'd like to talk to you. May I come in?
Yes.
Thank you.
You were in the chapel.
Yes.
One of Liz's girls.
I was in the chapel, but I'm a policewoman.
What is it that I can do for you?
I'd like to ask you a few questions that might help us with our investigation.
Of course. Would you like a drink?
Oh, no. Why are you here, Miss Simpson?
I don't understand the question.
Well, I called you, and your housekeeper said that you'd left for Canada.
Oh, yes. That's exactly what I told her to say.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to be bothered by anyone. You see, I've been feeling rather ill since the services for Liz, and I just want to be by myself. No traveling, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm feeling a little better now.
So now you'll be leaving?
Yes. There's a midnight flight to San Francisco. I'll be on it.
There was a notation in Liz Adams' office for her to call you on the day she was murdered. Did she?
Yes.
Did she give any indication that she felt threatened by anyone, by anything?
No. She was, she sounded like Liz. She was perfectly happy, content, confident. Liz. I'm really sorry. I mean, I just don't think I can be very much help.
Are you all right?
No, that's all right. I'm still really not feeling all that well. I have a terrible headache. One of those awful migraines. Pills, my pills. I know I packed them, but where? Oh, yes. What did you say your name was?
Sergeant Anderson.
Well, Sergeant, I assume that you carry one of these in your purse. So I would suggest that you put it down. Put it down!
Why did you fly down here and kill her with that after you talked on the phone? What did she say?
She asked me how her favorite closet drunk was doing with the booze. She was always very direct, Liz was. And I said I'd been cutting down. And she said, well, that's wonderful, darling. But I hear you want to go back to work again, and I have just the thing for you. It shoots here tomorrow, she said, so why don't you come on down tonight? And I said, anything for you, Liz. And then I asked her about the job. It was a wrinkle cream ad. Before and after. All you have to do is show yourself twice. Once, like it is, darling, and then we'll airbrush the hell out of you. She was telling me that I was old. She wanted to humiliate me in front of the whole world by showing that I was old. And old means ugly. And I am not.
You are still very beautiful, but you're not well. You've been drinking.
You just sit right back down. Don't you move.
If you don't give me your gun, I can't get you any help.
Where? In prison? A sanitarium? Oh, no, I can just hear them all in places like that. Screaming. Look at her. Look at her. She's old. Ugly and old.
You're not. No, you're not. Look. Look in that mirror. Look at yourself. Look inside. You are beautiful. Look. Look at yourself. Look inside yourself. You're a beautiful woman. She was wrong. You see? You are beautiful. You are. We have to go now.
Pepper, we're gonna be in serious trouble if you don't step on it.
We'll make it. We'll make it.
You ready?
Just about.
Huh? What's the matter?
I'm tired. It took me 4 hours to make out that report last night. I'm gonna need Hawaii after her. Hey, why don't you spring me for an extra week? You can do it.
Only if I can join you for the last 2.
I'm booked for a single room, and I'll be flitting from island to island.
Well, maybe I'll come over and flit with you.
Who would water my plants?
I'll get a long hose. Come on. We'll talk about it on the way to the airport.
Oh, yeah, we better go. Oh.
You want me to get there?
No.
You sure?
Okay. Yeah, hello? Oh, no, she left for the airport about 2 hours ago. This is the housekeeper. She said something about never coming back, but I think she was joking. Who? Yeah? Captain Parks? Yeah? Oh, yeah, the same to you.
sir.
He's dead and you want me to find a chest?
It's important to me. Personal belongings.
You got a strange way of showing grief for your boy.
Where'd he come from?
Who are you people?
We picked you up yesterday. We're police officers.
Where you going, big boy?
Lose yourself, clown.
Hey, how you been?
He's sick. Now you better untie her.
Drop. Blow your guts out.
Yo quiero un poco más. How is that?
Great, baby. Except you won't be speaking any Spanish at this marina we're gonna pull into.
But it's in Mexico.
Yeah, and the bus boys, like the dollar bill, they all speak English.
He makes me feel uncomfortable. Johnny, where's Juan this trip? I mean, how come him?
Well, it's a simple matter of germs.
Translation? In English, senor.
Well, Juan got the flu, so he sent his cousin to take over.
I don't like him.
Do you like me?
Want me to show you?
All right, that's it. Get to the stern. No questions, just move.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Move! Move!
Here she comes. She's gonna be alongside in a couple of minutes. You hear me, McManus? Okay, get the line, McManus. Okay. How'd it go?
Well, the guy and his girlfriend, they were real cooperative. Then I picked up Tobin. He came aboard with the stuff. We were offloaded and on our way in 15 minutes.
Good. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. All right. Move her out about 100 yards. Pull the plug, wait in the raft, and we'll pick you up.
Anything on radar?
Yeah. The Queen Mary followed you here.
Funny.
Now scuttle her. Something the matter, kid?
That was the Sea Eagle out of the Brisas Marina, right?
Right. You're a regular marine encyclopedia. Anybody ever tell you that?
Look, Scow, I know the owner of that boat. John Woods.
So?
So the only way you'll ever get that boat away from him is to kill him.
You're pulling that line while I get this tub underway.
What do you got in the case, Mr. Scow? Sure as hell isn't all that bonita we ain't been catching.
You gonna pull in that line?
It's my day off.
It was your day off.
Should have locked the door.
Hey, glad to see you using my Christmas present.
Oh, it still works after all this time, believe it or not. What's up?
I got a call from the Coast Guard. Seems they found a cabin cruiser scuttled.
That sounds like the crime of the century already.
Well, the only thing is, when it took off, Pepper, there were 3 people aboard. One was a stockbroker, a young guy named Woods, his fiancée, a model, and a bogus crew member.
How bogus?
Well, they found the guy who should have been manning her, wasted. So his killer obviously went on board in his place. They don't know what happened next, except that when they located the boat, they didn't locate the 3 people.
Why don't you help yourself to a beer?
Our divers went down to have a look. Somebody had disconnected the water intake manifold and just pumped her full of seawater.
Then why didn't it sink completely?
Well, not this boat, Sergeant Anderson. It's equipped with a special flotation collar right here. So she took on water up to the bridge, but that was it.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do, Commander. I'd like to have our own lab men take a look at her.
Sure thing.
What do you make of it?
Piracy, drug trafficking.
Mm-hmm. And now homicide. Juan Segueras and that couple, probably.
We've had 6 other boats missing and not recovered, so we sent out a special bulletin to alert the boat owners. Looks like we missed this one.
I got a couple of guys out looking for Jack O'Malley. The harbor detective tells me he knows more about boats and owners than anybody in this area. Is that true?
Yeah. But good luck if you can find him. He's been into the booze for about a year now, so he could be anywhere in the area or in any skid row on the coast.
Would he know something if he were sober?
Sober? Oh, yeah.
Whitfield?
You.
I'm McManus.
How do you do? So how much further down can you go on this one than you can this old one?
Look, you studied diving in your own time. I'm interested in finding my son.
Oh, partner. It just helps, you know. Know a little bit about a lot of things in my business. Your boy, Scott. How long did you say he was missing?
Well, he's not exactly missing. Not in the true sense.
And why'd you call me?
Look, my boy and me, we had a disagreement about how to conduct a salvage operation. He took off. And I'd like to patch things up.
Yeah, when was that? When did he take off?
Oh, a few weeks ago.
Where'd he go?
I heard he's signed up on a fishing boat in this area. Runs up and down the coast.
What's the name of it?
There are over 100 of them sailing out of here. And I just don't have the time to do any more checking than I've already done.
Oh, I see. But you're willing to pay a private investigator $150 a day in expenses just to babysit your boy? He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old, isn't he?
Whitfield.
Yeah.
Please. Look, I called his girlfriend. She's real worried, too.
What's her name?
Karen. Karen Walters.
Where'd I find her?
She works in a cafe on Chapin, right across from Land's End.
What'd you say his name was?
O'Malley. Jack O'Malley.
The cops usually pay a little cash for information. Is that correct?
You've been watching a little television, huh? Well, how about a 5?
Well, thanks.
What about O'Malley now, the information?
Well, I'm new down around here. I just got in from Portland, but I've heard the name. So if you just keep asking around, I'd have settled for a deuce.
O'Malley.
That's right.
Well, you said Jack. I know Jackson.
Jackson O'Malley. We're trying to locate him.
Oh, he's in pretty bad shape, that one is.
We've heard. Any idea where?
Well, there's a couple of flop houses he's been favoring the last couple of months.
Got some names?
Yeah, the Star and the Waldorf Square. You could check out either one of them.
Thank you, good buddy.
Scow's the one on the bridge.
Scott hard on as a hand, huh?
Yes.
Where was he headed?
They were going to fish the waters off Baja.
How come you know that and his daddy didn't?
Scott didn't want him to know. He asked a lot of people not to tell him if he asked. Want some more coffee?
A little bit. When did you hear from him last?
He called from San Diego Saturday.
That's good. What do you have to say? Sit down.
Nothing much. A little personal stuff, you know. But I could tell something was wrong. He sounded, well, scared. You know what a seal is? Not the animal. A Navy SEAL.
Yeah, like Frogman.
Yeah, exactly. Only tougher. Well, Scott spent 2 years in Vietnam at the end of the war in a SEAL unit. And he doesn't scare easily.
What's Scal and the rest of the crew like?
I don't know. They only been around here a little over a year and pretty much loners.
Why'd Scott have a fight with his dad?
I don't know.
They must have told you something.
Only that his father had lost sight of his values, like Scott put it, and he wanted to protect him.
2 joggers found him washed up on the beach. Looks like the sharks already got to him.
Jeez, how'd you ever identify that?
He was wearing these.
Scott McManus, U.S. Navy. Cause of death?
Probably drowning. Really won't know till after the autopsy.
You know, the Sea Eagle was scuttled about a half-mile offshore. Could he have been on her?
Sure he could have. He probably went over the side before she went down. I don't know what the kid was into, do you?
No, sure don't. Mr. McManus, can you tell me where your son was working recently? The sign outside says McManus and Son. Now, Scott was a part of this business.
I'm sure you've snooped around enough to know my boy took off 3 weeks ago.
Can you tell me why?
It's none of your business. You just find out who killed him. That's what you cops are paid for, not to pry into our private lives.
Mr. McManus, that's what I'm trying to do, sir, to find out who killed him. That's why I'm asking these questions. Sir, the Coast Guard has located a cabin cruiser, the Sea Eagle. It was scuttled about a half a mile off the coast. Do you have any idea? Do you know if Scott ever worked on the Sea Eagle?
Scott probably worked in half the boats down here at one time or another. He's been around them all his life.
Why would anybody want to scuttle a $175,000 cabin cruiser? Do you have any idea, sir?
When will Scott's body be available to be moved?
I'm really not sure, sir, but I can find out for you.
Now, please, I'd like to be alone.
Thank you very much.
Chuck Whitfield. Oh? I want to leave a message for him. Have him call me right away. My name is McManus. He has my number. It's important. Here's $5,000. Find out who murdered my son.
Listen, if you're so sure it's murder, why don't you take it to the police? They're working on it.
I don't need to find out if, just who. When you've got a name, call me. You start with John Skull. Word's out now, Scott was last seen on his boat. Also, my boy took some of my personal property with him when he left.
What kind of property?
A chest. A little smaller than that one. I want it back.
He's dead and you want me to find a chest?
There are ways, and it's important to me. It contains personal belongings, family things.
Things he wanted to protect you from?
What's that supposed to mean?
You got a strange way of showing grief for your boy.
Watch your step.
Thought you said the Waldorf.
Well, with the money that Crowley pays off in information, this is the best we get.
We better find him before they tear this place down.
Yeah, the guy said 6.
This floor may go any minute.
6.
Hey, O'Malley. Hey, O'Malley. Come on, sport. Come on. Come on over here. Come on. Hey, buddy, wake up.
You think that's him?
It smells like him. Come on, he fits the description. Come on, he's out. Come on, buddy.
Let's get him out of here fast.
Come on now. Come on. It's all right. Come on, go with me. Come on. Come on. Ah, come on now.
I don't even know you.
Come on. Ah, it's a heavy one. Come on. Come on. Ah. Good to know in week's work. Come on, buddy.
Who are you?
I got it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Captain Scott.
Yeah.
I'm Sergeant Crowley with the police department. This is Investigator Royster.
Yeah, Crowley and Royster. That has a nice ring to it.
Yeah. Oh, you think so? Have we come aboard?
Sure. Delgado, Tobin, get over and pick up those parts I ordered. Take a good look around, Sergeant. It's just a fishing boat.
Yeah, I haven't been on a boat since I got out of the Navy.
Except everything over 6 feet was a ship, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, what can I do for you?
We just discovered the body of a Scott McManus washed up on the beach. Now, we've been asking questions, and we just heard that he was a member of the crew here on the Seasport.
Yeah, it was, for a couple of short runs. Nice kid. Word around is here, he drowned. He fell off a boat, that was it.
This boat, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds almost like some sort of, what do they call it, an accusation?
It's a very simple question, Mr. Scow, and you can either answer yes or no.
Or I could refuse to answer it completely.
Yeah, you could. But then the Coast Guard could hold a special board of inquiry, too.
Okay. McManus, he hired on a couple of weeks ago for a percentage of the catch. We fished the Coronados. After a week and 2 runs and no fish, we pulled into San Diego. The kid shoved off, said he wanted to try his luck on another boat. That's it.
Would you call it a coincidence that his body was recovered up here, north, within 24 hours after you returned to port?
You call it what you want. The last time I saw the kid was in San Diego.
Okay, Sky, I think I will take you up on that offer to look around.
Sure. Just as soon as you can produce a search warrant. Well, it ain't Crowley, old sport.
Come on. Yeah, it's pea soup. Come on, a little more.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
You're in a real bed eating real soup.
It's not spiked.
You need more salt.
No. I'll tell you what I need. I need for you to take your pretty little body down in the corner and get me some sour mash. Get me a little container, any brand that's handy on a shelf, see?
Now, hold on a minute. You go back in that bottle. You're gonna be a dead man in a month.
You don't want that, do you?
Where'd he come from? I mean, who are you people?
We picked you up yesterday. We're police officers. No, even if you could stand up, don't try it, Mr. O'Malley. Okay? Just relax.
What did I do?
Nothing.
Well, since when do police officers run at facilities like this for old wore-out sailors?
Since we need your help.
You need my help? I'm gonna tell you one thing, honey. You gotta be flat desperate. Hey.
There you go.
Yeah. Hello? Mr. O'Malley, I'm Sergeant Crowley. How you doing?
He's doing a lot better than yesterday.
You have any luck with Scal?
Scout tells me the last time he saw the McManus boy was in San Diego.
McManus? Scott?
Yeah, that's right. You know him?
I sure do. I took him to sea for the first time when he was, I don't know, 8, 9. He is some kind of a sailor man.
He's dead, Mr. O'Malley. Now, he might have drowned, but we think maybe not.
Oh, no. No way that boy drowned, boy. He could swim from here to yonder in 4-foot waves. Is that why you brought me here?
We're told that you knew everybody in the area, Mr. O'Malley. You happen to know a guy named John Scow?
Let me put it this way. Don't invite him and me to the same party, all right?
Can you suggest any place we might go to find out more about this guy, John Scow?
Are you going to let me out of here?
We'll let you go.
Well, in that case, I would suggest that you watch his boat and keep an eye on the Rusty Bucket. That's the bar down there by the harbor where sailors drink, sailors talk.
Three beers, miss.
Yeah, well, we should be ready to offload sometime after midnight.
What about the cops?
Brian, you got me over. Hey, take it easy, Toby. Come on.
I'm sorry, sir.
Well, I don't suppose you remember me. Whoa. Where you going, big boy?
What do you want?
I just want to talk to you.
What about?
Well, about some of your dummy friends in there and a kid named McManus.
Lose yourself, clown.
Being nice to you now.
Now, you stay out of my way.
All
You
right,
hear? Just stay.
Hey, how you been? Don't get up now. Just want to talk to you.
They'll kill me.
After you tell me everything you know, you can just take a trip somewhere, you know, and you won't get hurt that way.
It was locked. How'd you get in?
Well, I never threw that key away.
Make yourself at home?
Well, I'm trying. Why don't you take that coat on and stay a while?
Thanks. I thought you'd never ask. What brings you to town?
I can't understand why Crowley doesn't make the move for you.
You never let up, do you?
No.
What brings you to town?
Well, I heard you were down on your luck, going through some hard times. So I thought I'd check it out. And I know you can do better than a Rusty Bucket.
Yeah, you can do better than Toadsuck, Texas yourself.
Now, that's a good little town. Who have you been seeing? You been dating somebody?
Oh, Paul Newman calls 2-3 times a week, you know.
Newman, yeah.
Yeah, the blue eyes.
Missed you.
Why, no. I could tell from all those letters and phone calls. Oh, my. And the flowers. And telegrams. The place was flooded. How could you afford it? Let's not play games. We never did. So let's not start now. Okay?
Okay. Here's to John Scow.
I don't get it.
I'm gonna help you out. Now, I saw Crowley down on his boat, and I saw you in that dumb wig in your undercover outfit and that dive. And I used to play cop not too long ago, you remember?
You know, I always did love to listen to you talk.
You do? Well, listen. I got a message for Crowley. I want you to give it to him, but don't you tell him where it come from, you understand? I don't know why, but we never, I just can't, we just don't hit it off.
You want me to call him now?
Mm.
Yeah, I better.
Yeah.
Everything went smooth.
Where's Tobin?
I think he split. Maybe he got scared.
I spotted the Coast Guard. Shove off.
Wow. The way he took off, something must have gone down.
Any idea what they're up to?
No. No, an undercover policewoman overheard part of the conversation about this rendezvous and the location. I don't know.
That's your show. Call a shot.
Follow the cruiser.
Headquarters to Point View. Take the cruiser into custody for questioning. I'm sending helicopter support to pick up the Fisher.
Okay, yeah, you come up with anything else, let me know, will you? Get this a little bit, will you?
I heard it on the way in. You got skunked, huh?
Yeah, that was the Coast Guard. The cruiser outran their cutter. They found the cruiser scuttled at the south end of San Carlos Island under 10 feet of water.
What about the owner?
Well, it doesn't mean anything. It was stolen from Marcos Island.
And Scow's vault, was it clean?
We'll never know.
After the chopper spotted it, we couldn't go aboard. I still didn't have a paper. I tell you one thing, that Scow's a cool guy. When I questioned him about the speedboat pulling up alongside, he said the guy had tried to buy some lobsters from him. He even had lobster traps set in the water. All right, let's go over it again. I want to hear it. I want to hear every word you overheard in that bar yesterday about the rendezvous.
I didn't overhear anything worthwhile at the bar.
Well, where did you hear it?
I got it from Chuck. He told me last night when I got home from the Rusty Bucket.
Chuck? Chuck who?
Chuck Whitfield.
Karen, I'm sorry about Scott.
I know. Was he murdered?
Well, the autopsy report said he was struck on the head. He didn't drown.
This came a few days after Scott left. He, just wanted to let me know why he was going. There's more. I've been in a fog since it came. Like it says, he doesn't want me to show it to anyone. When I talked to him later, he said, I just wanted you to know what was happening. What am I going to do with it, Chuck?
Well, I'd like to hold on this for a while if I can.
Glad to see you guys. He's into me for my next paycheck already.
Really? You know, a guy bought a little house with his exact moves. So how's Scout and his group doing?
Mr. O'Malley, we got a proposition for you. How would you like to put to sea again?
In what?
We've arranged for you to use this boat that was seized by customs in San Diego. Now, we've changed the documentation and everything. We just want you to spread the word around Land's End that you're looking for a crew and some work.
Oh, chumming, huh? I mean, I'm gonna be the bait.
You're gonna be the bait. Your doctor says you're okay, and we'll cover you around the clock.
Let's get one thing straight up front. We're asking you. If you don't like it, say so.
You find Tobin?
No. But I don't think the cops have him.
I don't like it. Something spooked that creep.
Think we ought to call this trip off?
Ah, we can't. Everything's moving now. Get a new boat ready, at least a 24-footer. I'll work out a new rendezvous location later. Make sure you're not followed.
Right.
Stay there, Whitfield. I want to talk to you. Honey, how about a cup of coffee? Now, I want to know.
I want to know. You know, Crowley, you'll never change.
I want to know where you got your information on Scow. That rendezvous this morning.
You know, when I was a cop down in Texas, I wouldn't even ask them stupid questions.
Yeah, well, you're not a cop in Texas, not pal, so.
No, I ain't. You ain't my pal either, Crowley, so don't call me pal. Walk around half cocked all the time. That's why she won't marry you.
I love the way you just make your little pit stop every couple of years. Expect Pepper to just to drop whatever she's doing. Are you some kind of an expert on what's good for her?
Yeah, you got a problem. I'll tell you what your problem is.
My problem?
Yeah, you got a problem. See, you don't have the ability to show your true feelings for her. And you're sitting back very comfortable seeing a little relationship where there's no commitment. But let someone else show a little interest, and old play it safe Crowley starts feeling threatened.
Hi. I hear you're looking for work. Is your boat for hire?
Well, depends on what for.
I want to haul a load of shrimp up from Guaymas. Are you interested?
Huh?
What do you use for a crew?
I got a mate.
Okay. Get her fueled up and ready to go. We'll shove off at 1600 tomorrow.
You didn't say anything about money.
Oh, that's right. How about $100 a ton? Good. Oh, in case I have to contact you, you sleep on board, don't you?
Well, it sure beats sleeping in the water, don't
it? It sure does. I'll see you.
You say he sleeps on the boat? Well, if you pour on the coal, you ought to be back a couple hours after dawn. We'll meet right here.
Right.
You're not going to get me on this thing. I get seasick just looking at them.
It's tied up. Not gonna move.
Yeah. I thought you said it didn't move.
Oh.
What about Delgado?
Well, he wants this boat ready at 1600 hours tomorrow. He wants me to haul some shrimp from Guaymas. The only thing is that this is not a shrimp-carrying boat, so I would think that they are up to something.
Sounds good. How are you doing?
What you really mean is, have I had a drink yet, huh?
I feel that I added a little extra pressure on you.
No pressure. Maybe this is just what it took. Been a long, long time. Wish I could kick it.
How long you been on the sauce?
Too long. Ever since my wife died. Lovely lady. She was really my strength. We didn't have any kids. I lost everything and finally took the boat away from me. Tell you one thing. You can't skip a fishing boat when you're drunk.
We got company.
Okay, Pop. Plans have changed. Crank her up while I pull in the lines. And your little barmaid friend there can be your mate.
You said 1600 hours.
I said shove off now. Slow her down. Put it on automatic pilot. Now get back there with her. Move!
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Now what?
Now you and your friend are going to take a little swim.
You a good sailor? Because unless you understand dead reckoning, you're never going to keep that rendezvous.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, the compass, the direction finder, navigation laid, I'm afraid are not working too good. I mean, I started to, well, you know, tinker around with them. I guess I lost my touch.
Why, you dirty...
She's sick. Now, you better untie her if you want to keep that meat.
Sergeant, impossible on the radar turned out to be a fisher out of Guaymas.
That's great. Tell me something. How much longer is it going to take you guys to cover that area?
If we pinpoint it correctly, an hour and a half more.
That's great. She's been out there 8 hours now.
Sergeant, I'm being asked, how is it possible they pirated the boat when the police were watching it?
You guys want to tell him?
Well, personally, we just thought that O'Malley was taking Pepper for a ride around the harbor.
Why did you bring him?
What else could I do? He screwed up all the navigation equipment.
You should have stayed with your bottle. Or maybe you'd prefer a burial at sea. I'll take care of it.
Best chance we're gonna have is in the water.
I'm not that good a swimmer.
You just do what I tell you and hang tight, honey.
All right, drop. Blow your guts out.
Well, he did say it was one of the biggest busts in the history of the department.
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it's a case for homicide. We got 4 people dead. That weed seizure's got to be incidental to that.
Well, there had to be more people involved. Has anybody else been caught?
San Francisco PD picked up a Confederate named Tobin, male Caucasian, this morning.
Incidentally, well, at this point, it's just a rumor, but I've heard that for your assistance in this investigation, Treasury's thinking about returning your old boat to you.
My old boat?
Jack, why didn't you tell us that Scow had bought it from you and changed the name to Seasport?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, just kind of a personal thing, I guess. Actually, I guess I don't like to see a lady's name changed.
Ralph.
Got something important I want to talk to you about.
Okay, go ahead, open it. We'd both like to see what's inside.
I paid you good money.
Yeah, you did. First to find your boy's killer. They're in jail. Second to find your property, and there it is. So open it.
Open it. All right, I'll open it. What do you think, Mr. McManus? About $2 million worth?
Was it worth your boy's life?
I'm going to read you your constitutional rights.
I don't know what happened to my old man, Karen. When I found out he'd gone into the drug business, too, something inside of me burst. I remembered a few buddies in Nam, how the lousy heroin ruined them. And so I took a chest he had, and I hid it. Then he ended up with more crooks and got killed. World sure is ironic sometimes. Pretty sickening.
Yeah. But we've got you in it. So that kind of balances it out.
You and your sweet talk, you know? I know you don't mean it, and I fall for it every time.
Just keep falling.
What's with you and Crowley?
We're both interested in the same thing. You, my doll.
Well, that's why you called me once.
I'm interrupting something?
No, nothing you haven't interrupted before.
Good. You ready?
Where are we going?
O'Malley is so tickled to have his boat back, he wants you and me to be the first visitors.
Oh, that's great. Sure. You're coming with us.
Well, he said you and him.
That's probably a little crowded, but no, I guess we can squeeze you in.
Oh, what is it, a christening or something?
Yeah, he's naming it the one for the road.
Well, then I guess I should tell you that he caught a number 120 bus right outside the door.
A city bus for a getaway car?
At 2:46, he was at the Melrose office, and just about 10 minutes ago, he cleaned out the Central office.
He hit the phone company?
Now, suppose I were to take, say, $500 or $600 from each one. Welcome to the Christmas Club.
And then to come home and find this Santa.
It's Christmas Eve, and we just busted Santa Claus.
You're not getting much.
Oh, don't worry.
Excuse me. Hello. Welcome to the Christmas Club.
Not what you'd call your everyday type M.O., is it, Sergeant? Would you call it that?
Well, I gotta admit, he's enterprising, Captain. I mean, 3 banks in 4 hours. That's some kind of a record, isn't it?
If you'll pardon my saying so, Crowley, I don't think you're entirely in the spirit of the thing here.
Well, what I meant, Captain...
What we have here is a little old man in a Santa Claus suit knocking over banks. Now, that's the way folk heroes are born. And that's what we're going to have on our hands unless you take that thing that you sit on, get it down to that bank, and solve this problem now.
Yes, sir, right away.
Be grateful, Sergeant. You know what they expect me to do?
What's that, sir?
They want a feasibility report so they can turn it down. They expect me to go through... Me? It's your unit.
Captain, I want you to understand that I'm no,
Take it. It's all yours. The bank first, then this.
Bust Santa Claus. Yes, sir, right away. You mean that this is his first time out? This hotshot just jumps out of nowhere. You really believe it? This is Sergeant Pepper Anderson. This is Special Agent
Ted, how nice to see you. So what do you think, Ted? Could all this be one guy?
Well, it almost has to be, if you can believe the eye-wits. He leaves in a hurry, and he seems to leave alone. We'll be working together on this, won't we?
All the way. You want to go to a party with us tonight?
Great.
McKnight's party. Didn't he say Friday night? This is Friday.
It's next Friday. So where's the note?
Oh, well, that's an interesting point. It's written on a letterhead. Acme Door and Hardware, St. Louis.
A hold-up note on a letterhead?
Don't trouble yourself. Our field office says that firm went out of business in 1947.
So can we have a look at it?
At the note? Sorry, he seems to have taken it along.
Little old man.
Well, not so little, actually. He's about 5'11", Caucasian, portly, with crinkly eyes.
Well, that narrows it down.
You said he left in a hurry. How, up the chimney?
Banks don't have chimneys these days, old sport. Perhaps you've noticed.
Well, actually, I'm fussy about those kind of details. You know, this is why I love working with you FBI guys. You're all so full of info, you know what I mean?
Well, then I guess I should tell you that he caught a number 120 bus right outside the door here.
He what?
Why take the Bureau's word for it, Crowley? Check it out yourself.
A city bus for a getaway car?
Look, whatever you can tell us about him will help.
Well, that depends. If it's the fellow I think it is, he got right off again.
Where?
Well, let's see. Must have been the very next light. I caught a red, sure. That's what happened.
Would you know where he went?
Yeah. If it's the fellow I'm thinking of, he went into a bank.
Wait a minute now, you were going south. That would be the California National.
You keep saying if.
Don't know why. There's only one Santa Claus.
California National. They didn't get hit, did they?
No. He just asked me to change some bills. He had a bunch of small ones, asked for hundreds.
Weren't new bills by any chance?
I presume you mean the hundreds. No. If you're hoping for consecutive numbers, I'm sorry. They were random.
Figures. You remember what he looked like?
I remember his eyes. They were, unusual.
Unusual in what way? I mean, what do you mean?
They twinkled, actually. He had one $20 bill left over, and he gave it to me. I told him I can't accept tips. He smiled and said, "What about Christmas presents?"
Well, he's no fool. He could spend those hundreds anywhere.
Right. The lost art of conversation. You're absolutely right about that, Harry. Because listening is an art. Simply listening. You know? Of course, you know all about those things, Harry. That's why I value your opinion. A pearl pendant for Mrs. Belusia. How about it, huh? Suit her personality? Come on, one way or the other. Out with it. Oh, Harry, with a vagueness like that, you'd have a great future in politics. Did you ever think of running? Did you ever think? Oh, don't. It'll ruin all your chances. Let's see, Mrs. Belusia. Will you look at that? Will you look at all the work I still have to do? Thank goodness it only happens once a year. Be generous. It's Christmas.
Well? I'm working on it, Captain.
I have a smoking teletype.
Raising the bar?
That tells us our Santa has struck again.
Oh, that's great. I needed that.
Department of Water and Power this time, and he has a pattern.
Yeah?
A good pattern. Know how he worked it? The 102 bus, see? Cleverly marked in red. All the banks are on the one line. 1, 2, 3. Hits a bank, catches a bus. Hits a bank, catches a bus. 3 banks in 4 hours.
So where is he now?
As of 26 minutes ago, he was right here. So if he follows the pattern, all we have to do is sit and wait.
Gonna be that easy, huh?
Who says it's only the thought that counts?
Really? Does it take 3 of you not to watch this machine?
Well, I was watching them, actually.
Pepper, listen, where did you get that pattern? How'd you come up with that?
We are supposed to cooperate with the Bureau.
Ted Felton?
You had your nose stuck in all those books.
Oh, well, that's a lot of fun. You talk like I got a choice.
So what's wrong with Ted? I mean, somebody had to get on it, Sergeant.
Well, then get on it, Sergeant. I mean, I'm assigning it to you. To you. Now, I don't want to hear about this dude. I don't want to bother with him. Just come up. Listen, you just bring me in Santa Claus, okay? I got work to do.
Oh, bring me in Santa Claus. Now, that's what I call the Christmas spirit.
211, Department of Water and Power. There it is. Santa Claus, 1600 block Monroe. Give me the map.
Sure.
Oh.
All right, so he started here, so he's here. So he's here. Got the 21 bus line north to, what's north of here, Joe?
Well, DWP has an office on 6th Street, 2800 block.
So, can we do it? Can we get there before he does?
Y51.
12Y51, go ahead.
Well, the 21 bus just came and went, and no Santa Claus.
Well, let's see then. The next one is due in 15 minutes. Keep an eye out.
Tell me, friend, did you ever think of working that place in there?
You're kidding? Hey, they won't give me a nickel, man. Them people in there's paying the bills.
Look, I'm in the same business myself. I'm going to tell you something funny about those people in there. They have got to find something to do with the change. You dig?
12Y51.
Yes, go ahead.
Something's happening out here.
Got you, 12Y52. I see him. May I help you?
Oh, definitely.
What's he doing, G2 in the joint?
It isn't right, Joe. That's not his M.O. It just can't be.
6 Adam 18 and all units in the vicinity of 211 silent at the DWP 2800 block 6. Code 2.
6 Adam 18 responding. We're right on it.
6 Adam 18, roger.
Merry Christmas.
51, what the hell is going on right now?
What's the matter? What's happened? They blew him!
Grab him! Stop him! Somebody stop him! Him! Him right there! No, not him! The other man!
What other man? I'll take this one, you take that one. Crowley's gonna love this.
It's gonna be easy, huh? Just sit and wait.
It was such a clear pattern, Bill.
That's right. A dummy's pattern.
Okay, so he's not a dummy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you think I'm gonna rub it in, don't you? You think I'm gonna give you a bad time just because you stood there and you watched a suspect pull a 211 right in front of you and then you let him get away. Well, I tell you, just to prove to you what kind of a guy I am, just to show you how you've misjudged me, I'm gonna go back to my paperwork and leave the whole thing in your hands, Sergeant.
Has he seen it yet?
You haven't seen it yet, have you?
You mean this? They tell me this is the best of the bunch. Let's hope it's a good likeness.
What time's the bomb go off?
See, that's what I mean about being misjudged. Now, where are you going?
I'm leaving before you become violent, my friend.
Me too.
Thank you.
Listen, did you think about getting a blow-up of this, maybe?
Yeah.
Say, listen, whatever happened to good old Ted Felton?
DWP is out of his jurisdiction, remember? I'll see if I can get Santa to hit another bank, okay?
Kind of hard to tell anything from that. I mean, that could be anybody.
I know, but even a general resemblance. Early 60s, portly, about 5'11".
There's only one guy I can think of. He's a regular. I don't mean every day, but he always uses the same stuff, you know?
To be perfectly honest, I can't really say.
But you did get a good look at the suspect.
It's the strangest thing. I was perfectly calm at the time. I remember him standing right over there. But afterwards, he didn't even have a gun, did he?
Let me ask you this. Can you definitely rule this man out?
No, I can't say that.
And it is possible. What if I brought him in, say, stood him right here?
Tell you what I remember. Quite clearly, in fact. His tie. I could identify that.
Yeah.
So what's he up to?
Comparing prices. He's been doing that on everything.
Hello, Mr. Mims. What'll it be today?
Well, I think a dozen eggs will do it.
Yes,
oh,
sir, Mr.
wait. Is that price correct?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mims. It went up just yesterday.
We'll never let up. You better make it half a dozen.
Q. Waldo Mims. Q for Quincy. He's living on $316 a month Social Security and a small pension from a firm in St. Louis. Not the one on the note. He's got $129 in savings, period. So why are we chasing this guy?
But you did say St. Louis.
Bill, this Santa Claus guy, I mean, just so far this week has ripped off, well, almost 5,000 bucks. That poor Mims hasn't got a spare nickel.
Seems mighty strange to me, really.
Could this be him?
Sure. And 600 other guys.
Yeah, okay. I can see I'm asking too much of you guys. I mean, why trouble yourselves? Why don't you just write up the report and turn it into Barnes? Maybe that'll improve your standing right here. Or is there something else you maybe can dream up to do?
There's no way we're gonna see in there. All he's got is those two little dinky windows. Really? I guess we better go around the back.
You said the angle was lousy.
Well, ordinarily that's true, but with the agility my partner has here... Are you sure you want to do this?
Well, nobody can say I'm not motivated.
You know, I'd do it myself if I didn't have my lucky break.
I appreciate that, Peter. But I've always wanted to fly.
Just take it easy now, really.
Okay.
For, 12 by 51.
Go ahead.
Pepper, you better get over here right away. Oh, Joseph. Icky poo.
Oh. Look, you're not going to believe this.
I already don't believe it.
No, I mean it. I saw something on the way down.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Mims. Look, I went right past the window, didn't I? I wasn't going to waste it.
Well, what did you see, Quick Eyes?
I saw a Santa Claus suit, and Mims was putting it on.
Hot damn. and he's looking good.
Merry Christmas. Okay, what the hell is this?
Take a look yourself. See it?
What's the matter with you, Joe?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
See, Mims shows up in a Santa suit, gets on a bus, goes to the florist, buys that bouquet of flowers, gets on another bus, and gets off here.
So what? That's not exactly a bank or anything over there. Looks like a bunch of rooming houses.
See, now that's an astute observation. That's why he's running things and we're a bunch of peons.
Hey, hey, hey.
Well, I suppose that tells us something.
Well, what is he gonna do, rip her off? Huh?
Yeah, really. She's got money written all over her. You never know about those little old ladies. Sometimes they might have 30,000 to the mattress.
I just saw him go through that door in there.
Are you sure?
Honey, Santa Claus says we got work in the building.
Wait a minute. It's my turn to kick the door.
No. You last week. You kicked the door. Don't you remember that?
He kicked it.
Hold it right there.
Something I can do for you?
Oh, boy.
What am I doing here?
We're police officers.
Police! Oh, my conscience. I thought it was a stick-up. You know, not meaning any offense, but look at the two of them.
Santa. How'd you get in here, Mr. Mims?
Oh, you know my name. Well, that's reassuring. The local fuzz is on the ball.
You slipped the lock.
What, that old thing? Well, I could whistle that open. No, I used to be a locksmith.
Then you admit you broke in.
Well, yes.
Okay, that's it. Let's go.
Take your bag.
Oh my God. She's back early.
Who?
The lady who lives here. No, you're not going to like this, but we're going to have to go down that fire escape right now.
Like hell. Come on, Mims.
There is no time to discuss it. She'll be here any second.
So what?
Use your eyes, will you, woman? What you're looking at is charity.
I mean, you did all this?
Yes, and if Mrs. Volusia finds out about it, she'll be horrified to the core. Don't you understand? This is the one way to help her that she cannot refuse. Please, she'll be here any moment.
This turkey talks like he's out of his gourd.
She's a proud and spirited woman trying to live on her Social Security check, which everybody knows is impossible. She has nothing for herself. You can see that. Please, can we start?
We're not going out the window. Now, when we leave, we're going by the front door.
Here, you see that? It's cat food. She's 76 years of age, and this is what she has to eat to stay alive. Twice a week. That's all she can afford.
Bill, there's a lady coming up the steps now.
what are you, the Easter Bunny? You know, you're being very unreasonable. I have receipts for every single article I brought into that room.
You're gonna have to come up with them, too. I guess you know that.
You still haven't answered the question, Mr. Mims.
3 banks in 4 hours, and then 3 of those other...
Department of Water and Power offices.
Yeah. I don't see how a man could move that fast. A 23-year-old kid couldn't do it. And look at me, I'm 73.
Where'd you get the money for all these gifts?
Oh, I have resources.
Yeah, I know, $316 a month.
We're gonna have to take a look at those receipts and see what they add up to.
You know, we really are an extravagant nation, are we not? You know, if anything gets the least bit shabby, whoopee, we throw it away. And, you know, people get shabby, too. Anything over 65 gets junked.
Did you pull the job, Mr. Mims?
You're telling us that you did it.
Oh, I don't know. No, you see, it is not my job to answer questions like that. That's your job.
Mine.
That's what we pay you for, isn't it? Huh? We, the taxpayers?
You see how it's gonna be.
Mr. Mims, let's knock off the chit-chat. Time is pretty valuable around here.
Oh, sure. I can understand that.
She's serious, Mr. Mims.
Oh, she is. All right, then, let's all get serious. Did you have a warrant when you came busting into that room there? Did you identify yourself and announce your intentions? Did you read me my rights before you took me into custody? You have a case. File it. File it now or let me go, because if you try to hassle me, with 48 hours in the bucket, I'll write a 181 on you that'll melt you right down to the ground. And you too, Sergeant Crowley. You and those hinky-looking dudes you brought into that room, I'll go right on from there into false arrest, malicious prosecution, and everything else that applies. No hard feelings, I hope.
Well, we were holding our own in there. I'd say it came out about 50-50. Gonna behave yourself now?
Certainly not.
Bet you don't have that feasibility report either.
Oh, boy.
Now then, Sergeant, I find I'm confused. The manager said something about a commotion, but...
Yes, we got word that there was a prowler in the building.
Ah, I see.
A prowler. In this room, in fact.
Well, I guess there was. My dear, I don't care how tough you are. It's hard to keep going sometimes. When there's but 1 check a month and only 4 walls, you can get the feeling, especially at night, the feeling that no one on this earth really knows you're alive, much less cares. And then to come home and find this Santa, this, wherever he is, or perhaps she. Well, who knows what I might have come to otherwise. But there's no doubt about it, Sergeant. And I mean this. He's gotten me through the last 3 years.
3 years he's been doing this? Okay, that's our answer. Now we got it.
How'd you figure that?
He's got a pattern. Then he breaks the pattern. It's okay. It's all right there in the computer. We just have to go dig it out. Look, older people got habits, deep ingrained habits. We just use it against them.
Just like that?
Well, no, not just like that, but it's all there, Pep. It's all there right in the computer. All we got to do is dig it out and wait for him to come to us.
If he's been at this for 3 years, how come we only found out about it now? Right.
You know, I'm glad you asked me that, Pete, because that shows interest, and interest shows motivation. So you two get down and stand in the computer line. I want you to punch in everything we know, age, MO, the whole business. When you get the right answer, come back. I'll be right here. Let's hope, kid.
I see a young man getting off, a woman, 2 kids. No Mims.
You shaking your head?
It just bothers me.
Why? Because he's giving the loot away? Oh, fine. Merry Christmas and all that. Except first he steals it.
I know.
Okay, then.
I wonder how many he's got on his list. How many hungry old people like Mrs. Volusia.
What's the difference?
Just suppose, right now, today, we catch him dead bang.
Well, then we'll be looking good for a change.
And suppose he's got, maybe he's still got like 5 old ladies to go. What happens to them?
Oh, boy, you're really going to give me trouble, aren't you? Huh?
What happens to them, Bill? There, Bill. You weren't there to see the look on her face, to hear the emotion in her voice. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Do you think I'm going to get a kick out of busting this guy? I mean, do you think I really want to grab some old guy like that off the street and then throw him in the jail? I mean, there are a lot of rotten people in that jail.
But don't you think this is just a little different? I mean, this time, this one man is just a little tiny bit more human than the usual scum we run into.
Listen, let's get something straight, Pepper. I mean, suppose he turns around right now and he pulls a heist. Suppose we see him and catch him dirty. I mean, now what are you going to do?
Bust him. That's what I'm going to do, bust him.
I don't think I believe you.
What?
Well, what do you expect me to believe? Pepper.
Mims. Where is he? Hey.
We lost him. That's great.
Losing a suspect. That's no big deal, Sergeant. Happens all the time. Sure. Happens to me. Everybody does it, right?
That's right, Captain.
What time would you say it was when you last saw him?
2:30.
2:30. Well, he shouldn't be too hard to locate. Why don't you run on down to the phone company?
The what?
Phone company. At 2:46, he was at the Melrose office. At 3:19, the Lake Street office. And just about 10 minutes ago, he was at 6th and Main, where he cleaned out the Central office.
He hit the phone company?
Yes, that's right. But I'm a grown man. And a grown man shouldn't let a little thing like that bother him.
What trouble?
Trouble? No, Sergeant. You two, Anderson, you're not in trouble. You're our top unit. You had the suspect under close surveillance. And he pulled off 3 robberies right under your nose. 3. Nah, you're not in trouble. Except with me and the chief. And now the phone company.
Good morning.
Snow would be nice.
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
Merry Christmas.
Please, I don't want to see one.
Oh, come on, Pep. Don't be that way. It's Christmas Eve.
This hour of the morning, to me, it's just another work day, far as I'm concerned.
Moody on Christmas, Pepper. That's not nice.
What do you know? It's us.
What is?
Joe had an idea, so we fed it into the computer. It's Christmas Eve, right? The way it looks is Mims always saves one last shot for Christmas Eve. The thing is, where or when can we predict it?
Mims. Pattern established. Final operation December 24 corresponds to location number 4. Initial day of operation. Who wrote this? A lawyer?
The computer. Come on, read the rest of it.
Pattern projection based on operations previous indicates California National Bank, 5th and Union.
That's it then, California National, 5th and Union. I think we got it.
What are you talking about?
I keep telling you that older people are creatures of habit, right? California National. Remember the teller, the guy kept talking about Mims's eyes, how they twinkled and all?
Yes, I know. So he exchanged some money there. So what?
But that's the pattern, babe. Today goes back and he knocks it off.
Today it's Christmas Eve.
I think we got it.
You know what? I think so, too.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Come on.
12Y50, this is 12Y52. Bill, he just split. His ETA is about 3 minutes to your location.
Okay, 52, we read you. Well, how about that? Let's go.
You're reasonably certain that there won't be any shooting.
He isn't armed, Mr. Summers. He just uses that note.
Still, I don't know. Just letting him walk in here like that. What if there's trouble?
I can assure you we're not going to attempt anything in here. And we have men outside. We'll let him go outside with the cash, and then we'll grab him there.
Well, all right. I'm sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, Pete.
He's coming in the bank.
Listen, Pete. We can cover the other exit from here, so everything's cool.
Okay.
May I help somebody?
Oh, what, 52?
Yeah, Bill.
Mims just got wine. Looks like his wandering days are just about over.
All right.
This is your boss. You should be feeling pretty good right now.
Just make sure you put the cuffs on him. Count me out.
Thank you, and a Merry Christmas. May I help you?
Sure may. Well, I'm afraid I must have lost my withdrawal slip. I'm sorry.
You forgot the note. You forgot the note.
Well, sit tight. He'll write another one.
These other little old guys have got to get superstitious. Jeez, how can you forget the note? How can you do a thing like that?
Well, don't take it personally.
So what, 52? He's coming out.
What?
I said let him walk. He forgot the note. The old thief forgot his note.
What did he say? The old dink forgot the note.
That's the second time he's transferred. He's not going home, he's going the other way.
Listen, you guys dogging. I know I should talk, but just don't lose him, you hear me?
We got you, William.
What's the matter? He got away, didn't he?
The note. Bill, if he forgot it...
Yeah, what?
Well, if he forgot it, it could still be in his room, couldn't it?
You know, it just could be. We'd never get a warrant, though. It's Christmas Eve. Who could find a judge on Christmas Eve? Even if we could, he wouldn't talk business.
Well, then we'll just have to wait till next year, won't we?
I'll find the judge.
That must be his wife. Wonder what happened to her.
You suppose there are any kids?
No, there'd be pictures.
Lieutenant Q.W. Mims. He was a flyer in the First World War.
Look at this. Remember in Mrs. Volusia's room, the day we busted him? He had 3 names to go.
Looks like we kind of lost our schedule.
36 names here altogether. Look. He's all through. Everything's crossed off the list.
So what's with the California National Bank?
Yeah, what?
That's the 3rd bus that went by. What's he waiting for? Not gonna believe what you're getting ready to tell him.
Yeah, sure.
That's right, Bill. That's just what I'm saying. A chauffeur-driven, white convertible Rolls-Royce. How about that, huh?
Pete, what'd you expect? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Just stay that way.
Creature of habit, huh?
Yeah, you just keep digging.
Well, there's no note.
Just dig a little deeper, Pepper. It's gotta be here somewhere.
Scrooge!
Pepper, I think old Waldo's done it to us. I think he's licked us.
Well, 12 by 50. 12 by 50. 12 by 50.
It's Pepper.
Well, Pep, we ran a check on the plates and the Rolls is rented. He's down here at the wholesale market now, filling it up with food baskets.
How's he paying for it?
A very good question.
Check it out. See what you can find.
You know what I keep thinking about? As a kid, I read a story called The Purloined Letter, where this guy takes a letter and he puts it on a mantle right in front of plain sight. Tells the other guy it's hidden. But it was always there, right in plain sight.
I've looked everywhere, so have you. Can't even find a cat.
Like I said, I think we're just kidding ourselves.
It's just an idea. Oh, no.
That's what I call hard evidence. Okay. That's the ball game. Let's go pick him up.
You're gonna love this, Billy.
Are they inside?
Yep.
Okay, you guys want to take the back? Let's go.
There you are. Happy Christmas.
God bless you.
God bless you, dear. And here you are, sir. Merry Christmas.
Yes, yes, sir. The same to you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, dear.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas to you, my dear. And a Merry Christmas to you also. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, darling. Merry Christmas, sir. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, dear. And a Merry... So, I did leave it at home. Hmm?
Would you like to step outside with us, please?
It's beautiful, man. It's Christmas Eve, and we just busted Santa Claus.
Right over here, Mr. Mims.
Oh, please, Sergeant, why not a little style? Huh? After all, it's paid for until midnight.
Now, you see...
Right, Mr. Mims, come on.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, why not?
Good, good. Justin, will you give me those gifts? This is a quaint little custom, you know, matching with sail cups. After all, it's the season. Sergeant, that's yours. You, my dear?
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mims, I can't accept this.
Oh, it's paid for with good, honest money.
Bill, you're not going to say no to Santa Claus, are you?
That's not the point, Pete. You know the rules.
Bill, it's Christmas Eve.
Thank you, Mr. Mims.
Good, good. And gentlemen, here are yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mims.
Thank you, Mr. Mims, and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to both of you.
Pete, would you get my car back to the garage, please?
Now, and... Oh, about the car. It really was a necessity. If these people didn't think I was very wealthy, they wouldn't have accepted the gifts. And it was kind of you not to blow my cover. Now I can come back again next year.
Next year?
Yes. Oh, my dear. What jury would convict a nice little old man like me, huh?
5th and Main, Justin.
Merry Christmas, Waldo.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, Barker, stop.
Come on, get up. Let's go. Let's go. Sit down, Junior. Drink your Shirley Temple.
Don't you talk to him like that.
I said sit down. You better start coming up with a story we can believe.
Look, I didn't kill those two guys.
Your husband's been shot. He's dead.
Why don't you just tell me that you were just doing your job? Some job.
The Dodgers lead 4-2 in the 6th inning. Butch
Metzger will be coming in. The Dodger bench is furious at the Giant official score. Several of the other Dodgers went out and looked up at the press box and say, how in the world can you penalize Say? Davy Lopes, we can see, looking up. Gail Hopkins is out of the dugout. So the Dodgers here in San Francisco have lost to the RBI. They win holding his hands up in the air for the press box. And several of the other Dodgers are visibly annoyed. But it's Ed Bucks. I must be easy again. An error charge to Harry Maddox. So it is Butch Metzger.
Well, what the hell did you do?
With Ron Say at second, 2 runs over. And the Dodgers leading 4-2, and they're going to warn Ferguson intentionally. And that'll bring up Russell.
Excuse me there, pal. Thank you.
0-2 to Marshall. 1 away in the 9th inning. The Dodgers leading.
What do you got, Joe?
2 dead. 1 here, 1 on the other side.
Who is he, Joe?
Henry Caffey, he's doing on the shift that's working now.
Lady, you could look at that. My wife turns green if she sees a fever blister.
He's the guy who found this body, and the responding officers found the other one.
I was reporting into work, see? I thought Henry was looking under the seat for something. Well, like I told the officer, I didn't see anybody or anything. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
That's the
I'm
consensus
sorry.
so far. Nobody saw anything that we could use. I'll tell you what I got. I got 3 shells. 2 over there and 1 around the other side. 303 Enfield.
That's great. They're about as common as an empty beer can.
This is Anthony Cardullo, 42 years old.
Will you tell me, at this point in my life, why I still find it crummy that a man can be blown away while he's changing his shoes?
Cardullo and Caffey work the same shift?
That's what I was told.
Who's in charge here?
Guy by the name of Nicastro. He's inside.
Henry Caffey wasn't friends with anybody. Remember Henry, the guy in the comics? Cue ball head, and he never spoke? That was Henry Caffey. The guys used to say that.
But they liked him, though.
Sure. Cardullo, too, for all his faults.
What do you mean, what faults?
Well, faults, that's too strong. Benny is the class clown. There's one everywhere. You know the type. Look, would you like some soda? We make some good stuff. There's ginger ale, cola, tropical punch. Take some home.
No, thanks.
Listen, guys like that often get themselves into scrapes. What about Cardullo? Do you ever get in any fights, anything like that?
Sure. Every other week. But he would kiss and make up very fast. That was Benny.
It was a Pontiac. I never saw it before.
But it was a Pontiac.
Or maybe a Merc? About 67.
Color?
It was light but dirty. Hey, I didn't have no eyes for the license. You know how it is.
Anything else?
Yeah, it had a vinyl roof. Raggedy and torn.
Yeah, I guess I can put together an APB and all that, huh?
Okay, we'll be in touch with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cardullo had a family out in the valley.
I heard, Bill. I heard you.
Check out this shop steward, Charlie Gans.
Okay. Benny. I'm with the police department. I'm Sergeant Anderson. May I come in?
Yes, just a moment.
Are you Mrs. Cardulo?
Yeah.
May I?
Please.
Maybe you'd like to sit down also. I have something to tell you. Your husband's been shot. He's dead. I'm very, very sorry.
Who do I call? I mean, should I call the funeral parlor or his sister? What do I do?
I can do some of that if you like.
Where did it happen?
At work.
They got what they wanted, didn't they? They got what they wanted. What?
Well, if Benny Cardulo's forklift almost ran him down, it was probably his own fault. He's a klutz.
You weren't riding him about the strike that's coming. You weren't teed off because he was talking it down.
Teed off? Yeah, sure.
Who messed with the brake on the forklift? Who broke his windshield? Who put the smoke bombs in his car?
Well, this is the first time hearing of it.
Well, now that you're hearing of it.
Well, I think it's terrible.
Mr. Gans, your term as shop steward's been pretty bumpy. For example, here, during the 68 strike, 2 workers said that you convinced them to beat a pro-management man into a wheelchair.
The official charges never stuck against me, did they? They just misunderstood something I said, and then they went out and did a dumb thing.
Maybe last night, somebody misunderstood something else you said.
I don't badmouth people or start trouble. Even for Benny Cardulo.
Kind of misunderstanding where 2 men get shot?
No, miss.
Why did Cardulo tell his wife that you were bringing a lot of heat down on her?
Beats me. Look, can I go? We have got a strike vote coming up.
No.
Anderson here. Okay, thanks. The alibi checks out.
You're damn right it checks out.
Mr. Gans. You can go.
That guy intimidates everybody. He's the kind of guy that you're wishing on.
Okay, George, relax, will you? This is Pepper Anderson, George Nellis. He's chief of security. How you doing?
Well, here's the rest of your packets and all of our guys who didn't punch into work last night.
Yeah, good. Joe and Pete can take care of this, huh?
All right.
Pep and I'll handle these.
Crowley, now this kid's Stuart Borchers. He was only on for the summer. He quit last week. Now, he had a final paycheck coming, and last night was payday. He didn't show up.
Pete, you want to handle it?
All right.
Mrs. Borchers?
Yeah?
We're from the police. May we come in?
Please do. You found Stewart. What's happened?
No, we haven't located him yet, but we're trying to.
You have a painter in the family, huh?
Stewart.
I always wanted to paint. This one here I find very interesting. Really nice.
He won a prize for that. High school, his junior year. It's called Cold Wind. I think that's a very good title for a painting, don't you?
Absolutely.
Mrs. Borges, you told the Orange Grove Sheriff Department that your son drives your old car, 1965 Pontiac, light brown, PCE 107 license plate.
Oh, Stewart complains so about that car. I tell him I'm not Princess Grace.
Well, is there anything about the car that might stand out? You know, like maybe a busted windshield or headlight?
No. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't pay much attention to that sort of thing. It's perfectly satisfactory transportation for a boy of 18. Better than I had at that age. Would you like some coffee?
Mort may have forgotten to punch his card, but he went to work.
How do you know that, Mrs. Barker?
Because he had his lunchbox. Had his work clothes on. Then this morning he talked about the job. He said he pulled his back out last night.
Yeah, well, did he tell you that 2 men have been shot to death?
No. No, he didn't.
Let's see that mugshot again.
That girl with the glasses.
Yeah.
You Morton Barker?
Oh, I'm supposed to know you?
No, see, we know you from your police record.
That was a year ago. What about it?
Mr. Barker, you told your wife you went to work last night. You didn't. Why is that?
Why is that, Mr. Barker?
Okay, Barker, drop it right now. Drop it.
2 weeks ago, according to your personnel record, you and Benny Cardulo went at each other in the men's room. What's that all about?
Benny was washing his hands, took off his watch. There's a hole in the plaster above the sink. My elbow hit his watch by accident. Got stuck down behind the wall.
So he hit you?
He kind of shoved me. I shoved him.
Mr. Barker, I can only repeat, I don't feel you should say any more.
Look, I want to get this all over with. I want to go home.
Look, I don't know what the personal problems are between you and your wife, but she's going to find out all about this anyway, sooner or later.
Maybe not. Maybe not. If they let me go soon, I can make up a story. The boat was late.
We'd like to see you get home quickly, too. Sergeant Crowley, my client does not own the kind of car you're after. Now, that's documented. I don't see why he's still sitting here.
Yeah, well, in April of '74, he was busted for assault and carrying a concealed weapon. That's documented, too.
Doesn't apply, and you know it.
Look, I get excited sometimes. That's why I ran away from you. All right, I had some problems in '74, but that's all straightened out now.
Your problems with Benny Cardulo went beyond swearing and shoving, didn't it? The company records show that you had to be taken to a doctor. Your vision was blurred.
Okay, look, I didn't go drinking by myself last night. I did. I lied about that. See, I used to be very heavy into gambling. My wife left me for a while. I was in debt to very crazy people. These are animals. That's how come I got caught with that gun last year. I even beat up on a guy. I thought he was after me. It turned out he was a druggist from Wilton Park. Anyway, I kicked gambling. Through Gamblers Anonymous, I met this guy there, Arthur Morris. So I'm leaving for work last night. He calls me up. He says, look, I'm in a card game in this hotel. I want to break away, but I need your moral support. So I go over there. And 20 lousy minutes later, I'm in the game.
Who were the other people there?
I don't know. It's 3 guys. I never met them.
Okay. We'll have to check all that out. But I'm afraid you're going to have to stay here in the meantime, Mr. Barker.
Yeah, that's all gonna come out. And Louise is gonna leave me.
Where do we find this Arthur Morris?
I mooch around him. You still live in town.
Mr. Barker, did Charlie Gans, your shop steward, suggest that you knock Cardullo's watch behind the sink because Cardullo was anti-strike?
Look, I told you it was an accident!
Can I see outside, man? Just got a call from Mrs. Borchers. Son called her from somewhere up north. He's headed home for the start of college.
Las Brisas, that's that new school. It's practically in their backyard.
One of the reasons why nobody can find him was that car of his.
What does that mean?
Well, it broke down.
And he was hitchhiking.
Bring him in.
You got it. Borges, can I see you outside, man?
What for?
Tell you outside. Police, I'm Investigator Stiles. I'm gonna have to ask you to come downtown with me.
Well, school's only in session 2 days and the first bust is going
You have
down.
the right to remain silent.
What's the big deal about not picking up a paycheck? I knew I could get it any time. I just wanted to squeeze in a trip before school started.
So you just up and leave without telling anybody? How do you come up?
You're late.
Yeah,
Is that the way you do
mad.
things, man?
I know.
My mother worries. She asks a million questions. I never would have gotten on the road.
You okay? What were your problems with Benny Cardullo and Henry Caffey?
I had no problems with them.
Come on. Everybody had problems with him. They told us at the plant he's always on your back.
That's a lie.
Look, son, I don't usually advise a person one way or the other, you understand? It's not my job. Are you sure you don't want an attorney?
What for? I mean, that just wasn't my car that night. What else could a lawyer tell me to say? From what I've seen in books and movies, you seem pretty professional to me. I don't think any of my rights have been abridged.
Yeah, all right, well, how did things go for you over at Value? I mean, like the job.
It was okay. Like soda, it's okay. I often find my life suits me quite admirably. That's a quote from Le Vent Froid. That's French for the cold wind, by Marcel Baudelaire. Do you ever read it?
No. And it's me asking the questions, okay? Now, those two men were shot with a British Enfield. Do you have a British Enfield?
That's a rifle, right?
It's a rifle, right?
No, I haven't fired a rifle since YMCA camp. 22s.
Let me tell you something. Your car fits the description like a glove, you understand? Now, we're going to continue to ask all the gun shops who bought a British Enfield. And sooner or later, we're going to find out who bought it. You understand that?
Wasn't I.
Well, buddy boy, you think about it tonight in jail, okay? Because my opinion is your story ain't worth a damn.
Well, that guy's really something else. I don't think he ever blinks.
They're hauling the car down from Ventura. That should push things along. It's costing us enough.
Those calls you had me make?
Yeah?
I found Arthur Morris's sister. She thinks, just thinks, Morris might have gone to Honolulu after a job.
Well, Mort Barker's story isn't improving with age, is it?
No.
Of course, if it becomes necessary to fly to Hawaii to find this guy, I guess I'll just have to handle it.
You would, wouldn't you? You'd go alone, wouldn't you?
Well, your life right here often suits you admirably, don't you find?
Okay, Sam, thanks.
Well, you want to wing another story for us? We get paid to listen.
What do you mean? I told you the whole truth. Didn't you find Arthur Morris? What's the problem?
Yeah, well, I tell you what we did do. We burned up a lot of shoe leather and a lot of the city's gasoline.
And we're getting tired of it.
Did you check the places where he works?
Mm-hmm. We did all that. He's not around. In fact, he hasn't been around for a long time, and I think you knew that.
No.
No.
We can play the piano sometimes, you know, in bars, lounges.
You told us that. Now, which of the 2,000 bars in the city would you suggest we start with?
Look, how much does my wife know? Who's been talking to my wife? Does she know about me playing cards?
I think you better stick to the point. You better start coming up with a story we can believe.
Look, I didn't kill those two guys. I didn't kill those two guys.
Okay. Sam, take Mr. Barker back to his cell. Hey, look.
Borges? No, Benny never mentioned that name to me. When my husband had a problem with somebody, usually everybody knew about it. Look, I read in the papers where that Mort Barker tried to kill himself in jail. Is he still in a coma?
No. No, he's not. He's a little better.
That's good. Because I met him once at a company picnic, and he was a very nice man. And you think he killed my husband, don't you, Sergeant?
Well, he's told a lot of lies, Mrs. Cardullo. He lied to his wife, he lied to us. So far, his story is rather weak.
Now, there's this other one. This child, 19. That's only 3 years older than my son. It just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? Worse and worse.
Father, this is a car? Yeah, I'd have to say this is probably the car I saw on the lot.
Did you park your car at Valiant Beverage the night of September 4th?
No.
Are you still in school?
Yes.
Did you ever own a .303 caliber British Enfield rifle?
No.
Is your car a Pontiac?
Yes.
Did you kill Benjamin Cardullo?
No.
Is your first name Stewart?
Yes.
Did you kill Henry Caffey?
I keep telling everybody I didn't kill anybody.
Just answer yes or no.
No.
Are you under 21?
Yes.
Did you dislike Cardullo?
No.
Did you dislike Kathy?
No.
Have you ever seriously intended to kill somebody?
No, the idea of killing makes me sick.
Just answer yes or no.
No.
Is he dirty, Mike?
Yeah, sure, in some areas, but I can't say with any certainty that he's the one.
Yeah, well, Mike, this isn't my first polygraph or my first killing. But I say, somehow or other, this flake is in it right up to his eyebrows.
Well, call him as you see him, Crowley.
I don't know. No motive, none. No physical evidence, just an eyewitness and to a car yet.
That sounds familiar. You sound like the same person I spoke to on the phone from the DA's office.
Why, they won't follow him?
Hell no.
Bill, I didn't say I want to date him. I just said I don't know. Now, you call him flaky. I call him...
A little flaky.
Yeah.
And Needle did the Watusi when he said the killer makes him sick. Said he's going to be out of jail in an hour. We'll just give him a week or two to think that maybe the fires have gone out. And if Barker doesn't pop, Pep, I think we'll send you in with this kid.
Sure.
Know what our boy said to me about jail? It's not bad. But you can get used to anything after a while, even living in a tree. It's another goodie from his favorite writer.
Marcel Baudelaire.
Yeah.
Hi, it's me. You asleep?
Uh
I just finished reading Le Vent Froid.
huh. In French?
No, a translation. Bill, the whole thing's about a murder. The main character keeps talking about a wind. A wind that blows toward everyone sooner or later. A cold wind, he calls it. Le Vent Froid. You know what the cold wind probably stands for.
Not really, Pep.
I figure it has to be death. I don't know what it all means, but it's, if anything, something to think about. We've had less to go on.
Yeah, we've had more, too. Like a little physical evidence. Like maybe a weapon, something to hand the DA.
Well, we'll talk about that in the morning. You get back to sleep.
Yeah, great.
Good night, Bill.
Going up into the hills? Watch out for coyotes. Come on. Get in.
Where you going? Las Brisas.
We'll take you as far as the freeway interchange. Stuart Borchers? They call you Stu? No. Why not? Does that bother you, Stu? Fifth of whiskey. The whole fifth. And some reds. Wasted. I mean, this chick was unbelievable. I love your faded blue jeans, Stu. Mommy bleach those for you? Hey, Stu, you have a lady? Nah.
Say, do you guys know where Saddlebeak Canyon is? Well, it's way up there in those hills. And I'm gonna show you how we get there.
Hey, man.
I've done a lot better. You knew?
It's my first class.
When's the last time you did any drawing?
Well, my last class was in high school, but sometimes I get out the old easel on layovers.
Layovers?
Oh, I'm an airline stewardess. Well, you really are good. I like it. Stuart, is that you? Hi, Stuart.
Hi. What's your name?
Tessa.
Tessa? I was wondering, maybe if you had a few minutes, we could have a cup of coffee together.
Well, why not? I'd love that.
There's a place I know just across campus. No job, but I design album covers on the side.
You do? Is there much money in it?
Oh, not the companies I work for, but I'm saving. I want to go to Paris someday, study with Francois Jobin. You ever heard of him?
I've flown to Paris, but I've never run into him, no.
You have a car?
Over on lot 6. So tell me all about this French artist you want to study with. He must be fantastic, is he?
Jobin? Well, he teaches at the Académie Saint-Just.
Oh, wow.
He's terrific. He specializes in sort of cubism. That's the stuff I like. Let me let you go off on your own.
I love France. Paris is divine.
Maybe you'll fly back this summer.
Maybe. I've requested it 3 times already.
I hope you get to.
Maybe we'll meet on the Boul' Mich'.
This place is such a dump. It's for kids. The only place around. You know, I've always had this fantasy that, well, that an experienced woman would sort of take me under her wing.
Only angels have wings. Ever heard that? But while we're on the subject of fantasies, I'd like to hear some more of yours.
Well, that's about it. I don't have all that many.
Oh, sure you do. Everybody does. Come on. What turns you on?
Well, I like movies.
Movies?
Yeah.
What kind of movies? I'm talking about real life. The real thing. You don't talk much about yourself.
It's a real chatterbox, isn't he?
Oh, 3 days of this mess, and the car seat seemed to be stamped on my butt.
I was gonna say something about that.
Yeah.
Do you like movies? Would you want to go? Tonight?
Well, tonight's kind of bad for me. Anyway, well, I don't get that much out of movies these days anyway. Too much death and violence, don't you think? Who am I kidding? Of course I like movies, like everybody else. But, well, I had this boyfriend. Bill was his name. And he's so jealous. Still, and he follows me around, hassles me. He even hit me. I just want to kill him. Kill him when he does that.
Want another cup of coffee?
It's pretty awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. I read a book once. Can't remember the name. In it, a man killed somebody. And it was described almost sensually.
Like how?
Oh, the way, the feel of his gun and just the way everything inside him exploded every time he pulled the trigger again and again. It was really powerful stuff. I wish I could remember it. My mind's a blank. It was set in the south of France or Corsica.
Le Bon Froid, The Cold Wind. Marcel Baudelaire?
That's it. it. Right, that's a classic, and I blank out.
I read that. It's good.
You read it too?
French, as a matter of fact.
Did you understand it in French?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Isn't that a coincidence?
That thing with your boyfriend. Maybe you should get a gun, Tessa. Well, just to scare him, I guess, but let him see it. You know, I hear a lot of women carry them anyhow these days, you know, for self-defense.
No, Bill wouldn't scare. Can't scare him. No. I couldn't buy a gun anyway. I've been busted for possession. You know.
Oh.
Who hasn't?
Well, it was just a thought. How about dinner tomorrow night?
Maybe. Interesting.
Uh-huh. But I can't tell where it's going, can you?
Sure lives inside a bubble. He's hard to get at. I'm trying to push him along and break through, but...
Well, I'm open to suggestions.
Good. Because, you know, it's not all that difficult to like him. I have to keep reminding myself of those two bodies, and, that's not good. Not good at all.
You got a late date?
Not exactly. You got anything interesting?
No, 2 hit and runs, 1 drunk DOA at County General. And how about this one? 2 soldiers shot in the back of the head. Bodies found in a burned van.
Oh, yeah? Where?
In the bottom of Saddle Peak Canyon.
Homicide got anything?
No, not a clue. Well, I'm gonna catch you later. I'm going home.
Okay.
Either you're a born romantic or you have ESP. This is just the kind of place I like.
Well, I wish I could say that's why I picked it.
It's a nice dump.
It's nicer than the other places.
Yeah.
And also, it's the only place that'll serve me.
You know, it's funny, but I came in here.
All right, get up and put your coat on. Let's go.
Get out of here, Bill. Leave me alone.
I've been watching you from the bar. We just start raiding the kindergartens. Let's go.
Don't start. You disgust me.
Is that right? So I disgust you, huh? I'll tell you how much I disgust her. She heaves all the way to the bedroom.
Will you stop it?
Come on, get up. Let's go. Let's go. Sit down, Junior. Drink your Shirley Temple.
Don't you talk to him like that.
I said sit down. Or I'll knock you down.
Oh, Stuart, I'm sorry. I better go. I'll see you at school. I'm sorry. What do you think?
I don't think we've been phased here.
No show. I think he smells something.
Tessa?
Oh, hi. Hey, I'm sorry about last night.
I've been doing some thinking. And, I have a surprise for you.
Great. What kind of surprise?
Surprise. All right? You have your car here?
Yeah, it's in lot 3.
Okay, you make it right here. street a bit.
Up here?
Yeah, right past the street, there's a red car up there. Make a left in that driveway. Azaleas? Chrysanthemums? I put a lot of those in.
They're pretty.
Stewart! Hello, come in. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Haley. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. It's Tessa Baines.
How do you do?
You know, I was saying only this morning to Mrs. Haley that I wish Stewart Porches were back here taking care of the lawn.
Well, college is a full-time job. Mr. Haley, remember last week when I sold you the infield?
Yeah?
You said you'd rather have traded me the German automatic?
This is where he dumped the gun, all right. We'll go in for it after they
You're
leave.
going up in the range, are you?
Maybe you guys better go and
Show
take
you
the back of the house, just in case.
I got my heart out on this. Beautiful, isn't it? So you want the Walther PPK, do you? All right. Got it right here. Now,
Tessa? You're the one who's going to be using this. See how it feels.
oh, I don't understand, Stewart.
For protection, sir. See, there's a lot of rapes and stuff in our neighborhood, and it's bad down there, right?
Right. Well, I don't know, Stewart.
There's no problems. Mr. Haley, who's out back?
Out back?
Yeah, there's men out there.
Men. Like cops. He said he got it from a private party at the Pacific Gun Show. I had no idea it'd been used in a murder. The boy's a fine, outstanding student, a good citizen.
Look, so what if he was Andy Hardy, huh? You all know better than to deal guns with kids. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's ridiculous.
I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die.
You're not gonna die.
I'm prepared. It's all worth it. Better than I thought. Better than I read.
Did you plan it for a long time?
No, just a few months. If I die, don't let them show my body on TV tonight. Only if I'm alive.
Will you tell them why you killed Caffey and Cardulo?
And there'll be an interview with me. And I'll show them. I'll tell them.
Hey, Bill. Just to make it official, the lab just called and said the infield checks as the murder weapon.
That was quick.
Well, when they know it's for Joe Stiles, they give it that little extra effort.
Sure they do.
Most people do. Hold it. Miss Barker's in there waiting for you, too.
Oh, okay. Hey, Miss Barker, I guess you must have heard the good news. Your husband's in the clear. I I just want to say that we're sorry for, the way some of it turned out. I mean, about your husband, as far as he's concerned.
You all look very sorry. This afternoon, Mort started hemorrhaging inside his head. Then he died. You just kept at him, didn't you? He told me in the hospital. You just kept at him and at him.
We really thought your husband was...
Mort was weak. A weak man. And he often made me very angry. But he would never have killed himself if you hadn't pushed him to it. Why don't you just tell me that you were just doing your job? I know that's what you're thinking. Some job.
Paperwork to do.
Why didn't anybody understand that man? It just doesn't seem fair.
Brother said life was fair.